My vision for India's energy future has four pillars: energy access, energy efficiency, energy sustainability, and energy security. Energy in general and hydrocarbons in particular are an important part of my vision for India's future. India needs energy which is accessible and affordable to the poor. It needs efficiency in energy use. As a responsible global member of the Committee of Nations, India is committed to combating climate change, curbing emissions, and ensuring sustainable future.
Climate touches every aspect of life. In the past few decades, climate change has become a major global concern. Climate change is the change in the pattern of weather occurring over timescales of decades. It is due to global warming caused by the greenhouse effect. We are adding to the problem with gases released from industry, agriculture, and other sources. In just the last 3 decades, average temperature of the Earth's surface has increased by an alarming 0.6 degrees Celsius.
The entire world is making efforts to combat the effect of climate change. A key policy is regarding energy transition. We have 2 major pillars of energy transition. One, improving the energy efficiency in the country, and the second one, to shift towards renewable sources. In this regard, Bureau of Energy Efficiency is implementing various programs which is improving the energy efficiency of our economy and also helping the consumer to save energy.
This shift in climate is being manifested in the marked increase in storms, hurricanes, floods, droughts, extreme cold, and extreme heat. The effects of this can also be seen in vegetation and land animals, with many species on the brink of extinction. Continued climate change will also levy a heavy toll on human life. It could drive freshwater shortages, increase the number of deaths, diseases, and malnutrition. The solution lies in collective action by governments and citizens. The problem can be addressed through a 2-pronged strategy of adaptation and mitigation.
BE programs in industry sector, transport sector, building sector, and appliances sector have resulted in substantial energy savings so far. We have our target that by year 2030, we will be in a position to save more than 500 million ton of CO2 emissions so that our target for Paris Agreement can be fulfilled. I am expecting that all the consumers will participate in BE programs and contribute to our overall objective of GHG emission reductions.
Mitigation can be done by implementing energy transition on a global level. The energy sector has to make a shift from being fossil-based to zero-carbon energy sources like solar and wind. Renewable energy combined with stringent energy efficiency measures can potentially achieve 90% of the required carbon reductions. Energy efficiency can and should be adopted everywhere, at homes, offices, factories, and commercial spaces. Spearheading the energy efficiency movement in India is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, a statutory body under the Ministry of Power.
As we see the impact of climate change all across in an unprecedented way, to arrest such a change, the solution comes from a transformative change in the technology. As we are progressing in a country like ours, we see there is a change in the technology that we are using in energy consumption. For example, the shift from subcritical to supercritical technology in power plants, fixed speed air conditioner to the inverter-based air conditioner, and in the lighting space from CFL incandescent bulb to the LEDs are such measures that affects the global climate shift, and more of such transformative measures will help us in mitigating some of the challenges that are posed by the climate change.
As part of its standards and labeling program, BEE has mandated display of energy efficiency on certain consumer appliances. For others, it is voluntary. The star ratings range from 1 to 5, higher the rating, greater the energy efficiency of the appliance. For instance, an AC with 5 stars consumes lesser energy than the one with 4 stars. In buying appliances of higher rating, not only are we conserving energy, we are also saving heavily on energy bills. BEE is transforming industries into energy efficient units through its Perform, Achieve and Trade scheme, or the PAT scheme. Under the scheme, BEE has introduced and promoted adoption of large-scale energy efficiency technologies that are industry-specific. For instance, it has promoted waste heat recovery for sectors like iron and steel, cement and thermal power. Waste heat recovery means harnessing waste heat. Waste heat recovery technologies differ from sector to sector. For instance, iron and steel uses coke dry quenching and top recovery turbine in iron and steel plants. In the cement industry, high recuperation efficiency hydraulic coolers are used. Another target sector for BEE is the building sector. The Energy Conservation Building Code has set down minimum requirements for the energy efficient design and construction of buildings. These codes can lead to energy savings of 20 to 25% in commercial buildings. The most important element is to make a shift from incandescent bulbs to LED bulbs that typically use about 25% to 80% lesser energy and can last 3 to 25 times longer. It is also time to replace the traditional fixed-speed ACs with the latest inverter ACs that consume less electricity. The backbone of India's economy is agriculture, which contributes to nearly 18% of the national electricity consumption. To reduce the carbon footprints of the sector, BEE has launched the Agriculture Demand Side Management Program and introduced star rating for pump sets. The BEE star-rated energy-efficient pump sets can reduce energy consumption by 30 to 40%. The earth is a living, breathing organism. It is for us to take action and save it.